Hello Lakers fan. If you are one of those who are always up to date with the news about our Lakers, then you need to pay attention to what is coming up on our Lakers news channel. I am preparing exclusive coverage on possible signings, rumors, interviews, and much more of our Lakers, and what I can say is that rumors are catching fire on social media, and you don't want to miss any information. So if you are a true Lakers and you don't want to miss the latest news, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to receive everything firsthand. Let's get to today's news.
Lakers news. Stephen A. Smith admits he and LeBron James simply don't like each other. One of the most unexpected and talked about moments of the NBA season happened when Los Angeles Lakers superstar LeBron James had a tense encounter with ESPN analyst Stephen A. Smith at Crypto.com Arena during a game against the New York Knicks. The confrontation stemmed from comments Smith made on air about LeBron's son, Bronny James, remarks that didn't sit well with the four-time NBA champion. The clash quickly went viral, and while tensions have cooled since, the friction hasn't been forgotten. In a recent interview with Danielle Smith for Rolling Stone, Stephen A. opened up about their rocky relationship, admitting bluntly, "I've got nothing more to say. I don't like him, and he doesn't like me. He's one of the greatest to ever play the game, and I respect that. When he performs, I'll applaud. When he doesn't, I won't. But let's be clear, he hid behind his son to come at me like I was being unfair to Bronny, and that just wasn't true. The real issue is, we don't like each other. And he used that as an excuse to confront me. I understood that." Despite the personal tension, Smith was firm in saying it doesn't affect how he does his job. "Look, we're never going to be friends, and that's fine. I don't have to like someone to be fair. I'll continue to cover LeBron the same way I would any other player. My integrity matters more than any personal feelings." When asked what exactly caused the rift between them, Smith didn't point to one specific moment. Instead, he suggested it's a mix of personal differences, power dynamics, and years of tough reporting. "It could be all of that. Over the 22 years LeBron's been in the league, I've had to cover a lot. His decisions, his influence over rosters, trades, coaching changes, you name it. Not everything I've said was flattering, and that didn't always sit well with him. But that's the job, and I've never shied away from it." LeBron isn't the first high-profile athlete to butt heads with Stephen A., and he probably won't be the last. Personalities clash, especially when both individuals are among the most influential voices in sports. Still, fans can hope both men move forward without any more public tension, especially as LeBron approaches the final chapter of his legendary playing career. What's next for LeBron? Possibly Amazon Prime Video. As retirement looms, LeBron James is looking at multiple opportunities beyond basketball. One intriguing possibility is joining the media world, not just with ESPN, and potentially sharing a platform with Stephen A. Smith, but also with Amazon Prime Video, a rising player in the sports broadcasting space. With LeBron already forming closer ties to Prime Video, there's real potential for him to transition into NBA coverage there once he hangs up his sneakers. Whether it's as an analyst, commentator, or something entirely new, the next phase of LeBron's journey could be just as influential as his time on the court. As tensions between LeBron James and Stephen A. Smith continue to linger, the sports world is now shifting its focus to LeBron's future, both on and off the court. LeBron's media prospects after retirement. With LeBron James approaching the end of his NBA career, speculation about his post-retirement plans has intensified. One of the most discussed possibilities is his transition into sports media. While joining ESPN remains an option, though complicated by his strained relationship with Stephen A. Smith, there are growing indications that Amazon Prime Video could be a more likely destination. Amazon recently secured long-term broadcasting rights for the NBA, starting with the 2025-26 season. This deal includes regular season games, playoff coverage, the NBA in-season tournament, and parts of the conference finals. The company is building a dedicated media team for its NBA coverage and has already been linked with several former NBA stars. LeBron's recent involvement with Amazon Productions and events has fueled speculation that he may take on a broadcasting role there, potentially avoiding any tension that might come from working alongside Smith at ESPN. Public and media reaction. News of LeBron potentially joining Amazon's NBA coverage has sparked a variety of responses. Some fans and analysts see it as a natural evolution for an athlete of his stature, while others question whether his media presence will feel too controlled or self-serving. The ongoing friction with Stephen A. Smith adds further intrigue, as many wonder whether their public disagreements will shape how LeBron chooses his next move. The clash also reignited broader debates about media bias, player sensitivity to criticism, and the evolving relationship between athletes and journalists. While some criticized Smith for being too harsh or personal in his commentary, others defended his right to critique public figures, including their families, within reason. Legacy and public perception. Beyond the media speculation, LeBron has continued to speak out on the topic of legacy, most recently criticizing the NBA's so-called ring culture, or the idea that a player's greatness is measured primarily by championships. He argued that such thinking diminishes the broader impact players can have, both on and off the court. Stephen A. Smith publicly disagreed, noting that LeBron himself has often emphasized winning titles throughout his career. The back and forth brought renewed attention to how greatness is defined in modern basketball and where LeBron fits in that conversation. What comes next? At this point, LeBron has not made any official announcements regarding retirement or a future in broadcasting. However, several factors will likely influence his decision. The composition of Amazon's on-air team, which already includes respected former players. The direction ESPN takes with its talent and coverage style. LeBron's desire to control his narrative and continue influencing the game post-retirement. Regardless of where he ends up, LeBron's next chapter will be closely watched. His presence in media, whether through commentary, analysis, or a new form of storytelling, could reshape how athletes engage with the public after their playing careers end. The tension with Stephen A. Smith may remain a footnote, or it could be a defining example of the blurred lines between athlete and analyst in today's media landscape. Either way, it's clear that LeBron's influence is far from over, and his decisions off the court may prove just as impactful as anything he accomplished on it. Austin Reaves on playing alongside Luka Doncic. We can create real problems for opponents. When it was first rumored that Luka Doncic and Austin Reaves could share the court, many NBA fans weren't sure what to expect. Could two high IQ ball-dominant players really thrive together, especially on both ends of the floor? But now it's becoming clear, not only can they coexist, they might just become one of the league's most intriguing backcourt duos. In an exclusive interview with LakersNation, Reaves opened up about the potential of the partnership, especially from an offensive standpoint. I think we can create a lot of chaos offensively, Reaves said. You've got two guys, obviously. I'm not putting myself in Luka's category. He's one of the top 3 players in the league, but we're both playmakers. Then you add Bron to that mix, and you've got 3 guys who are unselfish, who can read defenses, pass, shoot, make the right play. That's hard to defend. I really believe we can get a good shot on almost every possession. The chemistry between Reaves and Doncic seems natural, especially when the floor is spaced properly and Reaves can attack defenses focused on Luka or LeBron. But while the offensive fit feels effortless, the defensive side is where questions remain, at least from the outside. Reaves, however, is confident. People love to overanalyze defense, he said. But defense at the NBA level, especially good team defense, isn't just about locking someone up one-on-one. It's about being connected. If I get beat on a drive, the low man has to rotate, the help has to come, and we have to trust each other. Even the best defenders in the league get beat sometimes. What matters is how we respond and recover as a group. Reaves pointed out that shortly after a recent mid-season trade, the team had one of the top 5 defenses in the league for a stretch, a sign that, when focused and engaged, this group can compete defensively at a high level. The key, according to him, is staying locked in mentally and continuing to grow within the team's defensive schemes. We've already shown flashes of what we can be. Now it's about building on that, being smart, being sharp, and holding each other accountable. Of course, defense is always a team effort. It takes 5 players moving as one, but having skilled perimeter defenders and reliable rim protection makes everything easier. That's why how the Lakers construct the rest of the roster this offseason will be critical, especially if they want to fully capitalize on the playmaking and scoring of Reaves and Doncic without sacrificing on the other end. Reaves' heart is in Los Angeles. While roster changes are always part of the business, one thing seems certain: Austin Reaves wants to be a Laker for life. Despite holding a player option that could allow him to test free agency after next season, Reaves recently made it clear that his dream is to spend his entire career in the purple and gold. This organization means a lot to me, he said. The fans, the city, the history, it's where I want to be. I've always felt like I belonged here, and I hope I can wear this jersey for a long, long time. The Lakers also view Reaves as a core piece of their future, and if his development continues on this trajectory, His wish to remain in LA might just come true. Looking ahead, the potential of the Reaves-Doncic pairing carries significant weight for the Lakers' overall strategy. As the franchise navigates a critical off-season, questions arise about how the front office will build around this emerging backcourt dynamic. The Lakers have long been centered around LeBron James and Anthony Davis, but with Reaves stepping up and showing chemistry with a superstar like Doncic, it opens new possibilities for the team's future. Reaves' ability to complement elite playmakers on offense and hold his own defensively could give the Lakers more flexibility in rotations and lineups. Impact on team construction and roles. Reaves and Doncic's synergy also impacts how the Lakers approach free agency and the draft. With a dependable combo guard who can defend, facilitate, and score efficiently, the team can prioritize adding versatile wings and rim protectors who fit the system. This balanced approach is essential to building a championship contender capable of competing against the league's best. Moreover, Reaves' desire to stay in Los Angeles long-term sends a strong message to the locker room and fanbase alike. Having a player deeply committed to the franchise creates a foundation of stability and continuity, qualities that the Lakers need as they rebuild around their stars and future core. Repercussions on Lakers' competitiveness. From a competitive standpoint, the Reaves-Doncic duo could also change how opponents prepare for the Lakers. Defenses must now account for two crafty playmakers who can both create and finish, forcing rival teams to stretch their defensive resources thin. This puts pressure on opposing guards and wings, potentially opening up space for Anthony Davis and LeBron to operate with more freedom. However, the defensive questions linger, and how the Lakers address those concerns will be key. Reaves' comments about team defense highlight the importance of collective effort, a factor that coaching staff will continue to emphasize. If the Lakers can blend individual talent with strong defensive principles, they could emerge as a formidable two-way team. Media and fan reaction. Fans and analysts have taken note of Reaves' growing role and his chemistry with Doncic, sparking excitement about what this backcourt could mean for the Lakers' immediate future. Social media buzz often praises Reaves' hustle and IQ, while more traditional analysts speculate on how this duo could fit into the bigger championship picture. At the same time, the Lakers face pressure to maximize their current window of opportunity with LeBron still playing at an elite level. Every move, from rotations to roster additions, will be scrutinized as they aim to blend veteran leadership with emerging talent. In conclusion, Austin Reaves and Luka Doncic's partnership is more than just an interesting experiment, it's a potential cornerstone for the Lakers' next chapter. Reaves' commitment to the team and his belief in their collective defensive and offensive potential set the tone for a squad hungry to compete at the highest level. As the offseason unfolds, all eyes will be on how the Lakers capitalize on this promising duo, and how they shape a roster ready to chase another championship. Buss family approves majority vote to sell Lakers. A new era begins. Wednesday afternoon delivered a seismic shift in the NBA world. The Buss family has agreed to sell their controlling stake in the Los Angeles Lakers to Mark Walter, CEO of TWG Global, in a historic deal valued at an astonishing $10 billion. The Buss family has been the heart and soul of the Lakers since Dr. Jerry Buss purchased the team in 1979. Under his leadership, the franchise reached legendary status, 11 NBA championships, countless Hall of Famers, and a legacy woven into the fabric of basketball history. When Dr. Buss passed away in 2013, ownership of the Lakers was entrusted to his 6 children through a family trust, each receiving an equal share. Jeannie Buss has served as team president and chairperson of the board, but any decision to sell the franchise required a majority vote among the siblings. According to ESPN's Dave McMenamin, that's exactly what happened. The siblings voted by majority to move forward with the sale to Walter. However, it wasn't a unanimous decision. As reported by Brian Windhorst, also of ESPN, some members of the family opposed the sale. There are 6 Buss children, 4 from Jerry Buss's first marriage, and 2 from his second. Each holds an equal share. A majority vote was needed to sell, and while some were in favor, others were firmly against it. This marks a truly pivotal moment in Lakers history. For more than 4 decades, the Buss name has been inseparable from the purple and gold. Even though Jeannie Buss will remain involved in a leadership role, the symbolic weight of this transition is significant. That said, Mark Walter brings a strong track record, having overseen the Los Angeles Dodgers' resurgence into championship contenders. LeBron James and Luka Doncic reportedly excited about the sale. As the offseason heats up, there's a fresh wave of excitement surrounding the Lakers, and it's not just among fans. Superstars LeBron James and Luka Doncic are reportedly energized by the potential of this ownership shift. Early reports suggest the sale could unlock significant investments in key areas like scouting, analytics, and player development, making the Lakers an even more attractive destination for elite talent moving forward. In many ways, this isn't just the end of an era, it's the beginning of a bold new chapter. And with the backing of one of sports' most visionary owners, the future of the Lakers looks as bright as ever. A new chapter, what comes after the sale? With the $10 billion sale of the Los Angeles Lakers to Mark Walter now official, the basketball world is adjusting to one of the most dramatic shifts in modern NBA history. While Jeanie Buss will remain in a leadership role, the family's decision to relinquish majority control signals a new era for one of sports' most iconic franchises. Briefcase, a historic sale with wide-reaching impacts. This deal not only sets a record for the highest valuation of an NBA franchise, it also reflects a broader transformation in the sports industry. Traditional family ownership structures are increasingly giving way to powerful investment groups with global ambitions and deep financial resources. Mark Walter, who helped lead the revitalization of the Los Angeles Dodgers, brings with him an aggressive high-investment philosophy that could dramatically reshape the Lakers' operational model. Bar chart, a shift in strategy and culture. Under Walter's guidance, the Dodgers became a model of modern sports management, emphasizing analytics, advanced scouting, and infrastructure investment. Those familiar with his approach expect the Lakers to follow a similar path. Expansion of the analytics and scouting departments. Modernization of player development and training facilities. A more aggressive stance in free agency and trades. This could mark a sharp departure from the more traditional, sometimes cautious management style under the Buss family, especially in recent years. Basketball players react, optimism and momentum. Inside the locker room, the mood appears to be upbeat. Both Luka Doncic and LeBron James are reportedly enthusiastic about what the future holds. Doncic, who joined the team mid-season, praised Jeanie Buss for her leadership and expressed confidence in Walter's vision for the team. LeBron, long interested in franchise ownership himself, is said to view the sale as a positive step, one that could open doors for long-term strategic investments in the Lakers' future and even set the stage for his own post-playing career. This wave of optimism isn't limited to the stars. Players and staff reportedly believe the change in ownership will lead to improvements across the board, from travel accommodations to off-court support and medical innovation. Repeat button on court implications. Since acquiring Doncic in a bold mid-season trade, the Lakers have surged, going 11-2 in their final games and finishing as a top seed in the Western Conference. Analysts credit this rise not only to Luka's individual brilliance but to a renewed chemistry with LeBron, who has adapted into a more efficient late-game closer. With new ownership in place, this momentum is expected to continue. The franchise now has the resources and leadership to capitalize on this success and become a more consistent championship contender. Globe showing Europe-Africa beyond the court. Reactions to the sale have extended far beyond Los Angeles. Fans, former players, and league executives all recognize that this moment symbolizes more than a change in leadership. It reflects a shift in how elite sports teams are built, managed, and valued. Magic Johnson praised Jeanie Buss for guiding the organization through decades of success and expressed hope that the team will thrive under new ownership. Meanwhile, league insiders suggest that this sale could influence how other NBA franchises approach future transitions, especially those still held by longtime family owners.